Stand the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll call the meeting to order and call the roll.
Councillor Olson. Here. Councillor Bridge. Here. Councillor Bender. Here. Councillor Stenberg. Councillor McDonald. Here. Councillor Joyle. Here. Councillor Finsland. Here. Councillor Herrick. Here. Councillor McKenzie. Here. Councillor Brown. Here. Councillor Cadat.
We have a quorum. I'll ask for the approval of the minutes of May 15. For the motion second, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Item 5 are public hearings. 5.1 is the public hearing for a resolution introduced by the Plan Commission to vacate and discontinue the alley between Washington and Elmira Avenues and Wellington and Fellows Street.
At this time, I'll call for a public hearing and ask those that wish to speak in favor of to do so now. For the second time, those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. And for the third time, those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. Hearing none, those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. And for the final time, those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Hearing and seeing none, I'll call a public hearing to a close and ask the pleasure of the council. You've heard the motion in multiple seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 5.2 is a resolution, a public hearing regarding resolution introduced by the Plan Commission to vacate and discontinue Harrison Street between East 2nd and East 3rd Streets.
At this time, I'll call for a public hearing and ask those that wish to speak in favor of to do so now. For the second time, those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. And for the final time, those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. Hearing none, all those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. And for the final time, those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the public hearing to a close and ask the pleasure of the council. Motion is second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 5.3 is a public hearing regarding resolution introduced by the Plan Commission to vacate and discontinue a portion of North 59th Street in the vicinity of Nemadji Drive.
At this time, I'll call for a public hearing and ask those that wish to speak in favor of to do so now. Those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. For the third time, those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. Hearing none, those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. And for the final time, those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the public hearing to a close and ask the pleasure of the council. You've heard the motion in multiple seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 5.4 is the public hearing to 5.4 is the public hearing to consider non-renewal of applicants in Part 2 and 3 of the 2012-2013 alcohol report. You do have tonight before you an updated Part 2 and 3. Items B, C, D, E, F, G, and H have all been cleared, and a motion to approve those ones would be in order.
I'll for the motion second to approve those in order. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item A, which is CCOC Inc., Marley's Caribbean Restaurant, and item I, Todd McKay, Les's Grocery Store, have both indicated that they are not going to be renewing their liquor license at this time. So a motion to non-renew would be in order.
Motion to non-renew. Second.
You've heard the motion and second. Councillor Bridge?
This suggests we're supposed to have a public hearing?
Yeah.
Yes. Pardon me. Yeah. It's a public hearing on this matter with regard to A and I. Those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. Those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. For the final time, those that wish to speak in favor of may do so now. Hearing none, those that wish to speak in opposition to the motion in the public hearing may do so now. Those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. And finally, those that wish to speak in opposition may do so now. Hearing none, there's a motion on the floor. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I'll do the consent.
Item 6 is a consent agenda, and Councilor McKenzie has requested item 6.14.4 be separated.
Approval of the remainder of the consent agenda.
I would like to pull 619.2.
Heard the motion and second to approve the balance of the consent agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried. Councilor McKenzie?
I'm going to just read that item first. Okay. Item 6.14 is the Finance Committee recommendations of May 10th, 2012. Item 4, to approve the new contract between the City of Superior and Animal Allies for the management of the animal shelter for the period July 1st, 2012 through June 30th, 2013.
Councilor?
Before we vote on this, I think there's some details that need to be worked out, and I think Finance Director Vito has some comments about this and why.
Thank you, Counselor. Yes, I think we would just like to refer this back to Finance Committee for some additional review. There have been some staffing changes at Animal Allies, and our lead person on the project has changed, and we just want to make sure we're going to do another review of the contract and make sure that all the areas are still covered. I believe they will be, but I just think this is a good move for us to do some additional review.
Councilor Olson?
Motion to refer back to finance.
Heard the motion and second for referral. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 6.19 is Public Safety Committee recommendations of May 9th. Item 2, to approve the purchase of 35 portable radios from Two-Way Communications and 3 base station radios and 1 dual head radio from Duluth Superior Communications in the corrected amount of $9,545,000. 9,000. Some expensive radios. $9,545.
That'd be a good reason to refer it back, wouldn't it? There was a motion. For the motion and second, all in favor signify by, I'm sorry, Counselor?
Yes, this isn't correctly. It says approve the purchase. This was held in committee. This is point of discussion tomorrow at public safety.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you change it from approve to just hold in committee, it should be fine.
Was it held in committee at the Public Safety Committee? Oh.
I'll still accept the motion to refer it back. All in favor? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. I'd like to request of the council to move the agenda items around a little bit, take resolutions next, out of respect to several people that are here that have to depart early. For the motion and second, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. We'll move to resolutions.
Item 10.1 is a resolution introduced by the Plan Commission setting a public hearing for August 7th in the Government Center building to vacate New York Avenue between North 21st Street and Wellington Street.
Motion is second. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.2 is a resolution introduced by the Plan Commission authorizing a special use permit for utility building in the vicinity of County Road E and East 3rd Street, Superior, Wisconsin, for the Parkland Sanitary District Number 1.
For the motion, multiple seconds. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.3 is a resolution, initial resolution of the City of Superior relating to the issuance of general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $3 million for improvements to the city's landfill.
Heard a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.4 is the resolution of the City of Superior relating to the issuance and sale of general obligation corporate purpose bonds.
Heard the motion and second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.5 is a resolution of the City of Superior authorizing the transfer of property to the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior, approving a cooperation agreement with the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior, and approving the report of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior regarding the development agreement with Exodus Machines Incorporated and Exodus Real Estate Holdings, LLC. You also received a handout tonight from Planning Director Sirk of the report from the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior from June 7th.
Heard the motion and multiple seconds for approval. I'd like to thank Kevin Boreen, one of the principals of Exodus, and Bob Tofty for their work on this. And we do very much appreciate your continued and deep interest in our community. And we look forward to working with you. If you care to say a few words.
And thank you for your responsibility ever since we talked to the mayor the first time. It has been, what can we do to support the project, to support you? And so that has been a continued mantra of both Mayor Hagan and Jason. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 10.6 is a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Superior approving execution of lease agreements with the State of Wisconsin Department of Administration.
You've heard the motion and second. Chancellor, would you care to say a few words?
Just that we appreciate the support of this project. It has tremendous potential for the City of Superior and for our community at large, and we're very excited.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go to ordinances and then move back to department heads if that's permissible.
Item 11.1 is an ordinance introduced by the License and Fees Committee amending City Code Section 112-143 towing charges.
Heard the motion and second. Counselor, Mr. President?
Yeah, just one quick question, just for clarification. Is that fee that they will be charging, there's no distance? Is that just a flat fee from wherever they tow it, anywhere in the city?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried. We'll move to item 7.
Item 7 is business by department heads. 7.1, City Attorney Prell and Finance Director Vito are recommending to refund property tax paid by 1101 Building LTD Partnership based on lowered assessment property value of 1101 Building LTD property for the years 2009 and 2010 for a total of $990,154.84.
99.
What did I say?
You had an extra digit on there.
I need to take my glasses out, apparently.
Or start wearing them.
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah, the total amount should be $99,154.84.
Thanks.
What is a pleasure?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Discussion? President Herrick?
Yeah, Gene, just a question on here. In the reading here, it says the city's finance department is currently researching its options to charge the other taxing jurisdictions for the share of the refunded taxes. What are those other jurisdictions?
That would be the county's portion, WITC's portion, and the school district's portion of these taxes that we would then seek to have those refunded back to us so we don't pay that whole $99,000.
Okay, thank you.
Vice President McKenzie?
Yeah, all of us up here understand the legal obligation of this, but I think the general public who might be watching really doesn't understand. Could somebody, mayor or city attorney or somebody explain that, why we're doing this?
Well, this is property first that is considered manufacturing property within the city of Superior, so it's assessed by staff other than our own. And the taxpayer, much like the rest of us in the context of real estate taxes that we are assessed for, have opportunities to legally pursue or challenge their various assessments. And in the case of 1101 Building Limited, or AMSOIL as we know them, they were able to successfully appeal their tax assessments to the Tax Appeals Commission. That ultimately was resolved with the state, short of the need for a final trial or a hearing on the merits. But the end result was the same, that being an adjustment downward in the assessed value of the property, the manufacturing property that we're talking about. So when that happens, we are statutorily obligated then to, because it was applied retroactive to those 2 years, the assessment, we are obligated to pay back what in essence became an overpayment of taxes. And that's what's before you tonight.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that to everybody.
For Councilor Bridge.
So then, I heard it termed that we'll attempt to get the money back from the other taxing entities. Are they statutorily bound as well to give it back?
No, they're not.
Because that's a lot of money. I mean, of $99,000, how much of it actually belongs to the city? It's not.
If all goes well, we'll still absorb probably more than half of it. Oh, I'm sorry, about $30,000 I just was reacquainted with.
Yeah.
There's a process through which we can apply for the opportunity or the right to pursue against the other taxing jurisdictions their share of this return. We have to have that paperwork completed and into the DOR, the Department of Revenue, by October of this year. Our goal is to have it in well before then. In fact, we're working on it now. And if the DOR approves our application, we'll know that by mid-November of this year. And then we'll be able to capture back, as Gene just reminded me, about $30,000 of that 99 from the other taxing jurisdictions.
Other way around, Frog.
I'm sorry.
We will aim to collect about 69 of the
So 30 of it
99.
will be on us?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little more optimistic than I presented it a
Yeah,
couple minutes ago.
So while they're not obligated, you don't anticipate that there'll be a problem with that?
Fortunately, this is an area I've never moved through before. So I don't know, I can't speak from my 10-plus years here, how likely the DOR is to rule in our favor. But we're hopeful that they'll see fit to allow us to recapture, obviously, the lion's share of that 99, yes.
Frog, just briefly, can you tell me why we're holding the bag, per se, now? Because we received the money, or?
Yeah, because we collected it. They paid their taxes on time, and then they timely pursued an appeal of the assessment, arrived at a settlement with the state that worked in their favor, and because that those tax values, those assessed values are applied to years for which they've already paid, they've got to be made whole for what, in essence, is an overpayment of taxes. And we hold that, some of that money.
But don't they pay the property taxes to the county?
Yeah.
Not,
Yes. Yeah, the taxes are paid to the county. That's why I'm curious why we've,
The county settles in full. I don't know if this is going to help the discussion, but we get real estate payments settled in full. I guess that's not even germane to the discussion, but point being is that we collectively collected $99,000 too much, collectively meaning among all the jurisdictions. And so I guess in essence, yes, we are holding the bag at the current time. And like Frog says, I've never seen this happen. We've never stepped through something like this. I've been here almost 20 years. So I guess my gut feeling is that we'll get some sort of resolution from the DOR with this, but I can't guarantee it. I've never gone through that before.
Councilor Briggs.
I'm really not comfortable with approving this, whether we will or not, because, we didn't collect it. And I've heard that several times. We didn't collect this money. We got paid by the county, the $33,000 amount of this is what happened. The city doesn't collect real estate taxes.
Okay, this is going to get weird. The county makes the collection of the taxes. They remit all those taxes to the city. The city then proportionately distributes those taxes back to the other jurisdictions. We have what's called an unapportioned tax fund, where it's like an agency fund where we collect those taxes and then remit them back to everybody else and keep our portion. So what's happened is that initially we collected $99,000 too much, and we kept the 30 for ourselves, and we sent the roughly 35 to the school and the 20 to WITC, and so they got their portion too much, we got our portion too much. Now we, yes, initially are going to have to pay $99,000, and then we are going to try to get reimbursed by the other jurisdictions.
Okay, so the county collects it, they give it all to us, and then we give them that part back?
Yes. Yes.
This is similar to Board of Appeals, when a property owner that we do assess appeals to the city. The difference here is that the state of Wisconsin assesses all manufacturing. We have no participation in that. And the assessment when they purchased the building was established by the state in relationship to that, plus improvements. AMSOIL felt that it was over-assessed. And I think it's been a 2.5-year process they've been through. They appealed maybe 2.5 years ago, and they settled with the state prior to court action, or taking it to court. It was scheduled for court last October, I think, and that's when they came to resolution with the Department of Revenue. So I'd like to say it a little bit differently. We didn't collect too much. We collected what was in relationship to the assessed value at that time, and then further actions precipitated that to be undone, if you will, with regard to how the state reassessed it through the appeal process. We collected the right amount at the purpose and time for which the assessed value was there, but retroactively, and I should say latently then retroactively, it was changed, and now it's deemed to be an overpayment. Councilor Olson?
have we contacted the county or the Board of Education of the ITC and see what their intention is? Like a promissory note or any indication that we're going to get this money back?
I have not, and I guess I would defer to Frog if we're filling out an application with DOR. At this point, we probably would have given a FYI, county, school, this is coming down the road possibly. We're filing the application, giving you a heads up that we may be seeking this money from, or we will be if DOR approves our application.
We'll notify the other parties with respect to the action by the council, whether it's yea or nay, and then pursue the the action with the State Department of Revenue as for the splitting out of the obligations. I have limited experience in this, knowledge, not experience, but some knowledge, and it's my general understanding that DOR does allow the redistribution or recollection, if you will, but that's not guaranteed. President?
Yeah, prior to the assessment, this recent one, when was the last time that property was actually assessed, do you know?
It's been assessed since it was built, since it was constructed. It wasn't a TIF district before when it was Gateway. Then when that TIF district went out, the city took over assessment, continued assessment on that. And once it was converted to use of manufacturing use, the Department of Revenue's manufacturing division assessed it beginning in 2009. And once they did that, that's when AMSOIL converted the building for manufacturing. The Department of Revenue took over, and then that's when they started their appeal process. So it's always had an assessment on it.
Okay, but it was assessed after Gateway moved out?
It's been assessed since it's been constructed.
Okay,
It's just been constructed as manufacturing since 2009.
Okay, all right, thanks.
I believe there's a motion and second on the floor.
Do you have a second? I didn't get a second. I have Counselor Bender making the motion. I don't have a second, unless we missed it. Counselor Brown?
Counselor Brown, second. Further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7.2, you referred the first part, the Finance Director Vito's request for referral of the Animal Allies proposed animal shelter contract back to the Finance Committee. She's also requesting the Animal Allies consultation and coordination proposal that was approved on May 3rd of 2011 be referred back to committee.
For the motion and second for referral, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7.3, Planning Director Cirque is recommending to award the bid to purchase city-owned property at 1813 North 26th Street to Northwest Wisconsin Community Services Agency for $2,700.
Heard the motion and second for approval. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7.4, Planning Director Cirque is recommending to award the bid to purchase city-owned property at 2225 through 27 Ogden Avenue to David and Joy Preston in the amount of $16,505.
We've heard the motion and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
7.5, Fire Chief Jim Rickstead is requesting approval to renew the Wisconsin Regional Hazardous Materials Response Team contract for a total of $131,935.03 for July 1st, 2012 through June 30th, 2013.
Heard the motion in multiple seconds. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7.6, Public Works Director Getzman is recommending to award the engineering services for the main plant pump replacement with controls project to Donahue and Associates for $66,600.
What is the pleasure? Heard the motion, multiple seconds. Discussion? Mr. President?
Yeah, this is a question on this. As far as the big, the difference, it's almost twice as much. What were the ensuing factors, other than we worked with them before, that made them the top choice for this amount?
Counselor, the recommendation is to award to Donahue and Associates at $66,000, and the two that were interviewed, MSA was the other one at just under $50,000. Was their bid. Currently, Donahue is working on our Headworks project and modeling flows into the plant from East 2nd. They've designed a relief structure that we're going to be bidding out here. We actually are, I think, out for bids on right now, and will be opening in a couple of weeks. And the feeling is that the expertise they've shown us on that group of projects will allow a better product with having them design the pumps, the replacement pumps for the plant. They're integrally linked together as far as this is the main pump bringing all the flow into the plant, sending it through. And we're trying to economize flows down there and make some improvements over the next several years as part of those Headworks projects. And through the interview process, they came out to be the top choice.
Okay. Then also to without this actual, without the, let's see, excuse me, without them going forward with this, what is the estimated cost of the project? Do you have any idea without them getting into the actual engineering of it?
I want to say it was a couple $100,000 to replace the pumps.
Okay.
I'm just
The pumps
drawing
themselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pumps and stands. Basically, there's a concrete pad, reinforced pad, and I think we have 3 main pumps that all send the flow into the plant. And they're all from the 1950s, original equipment that have been modified over and over. Those bases are cracking, and it's time to design and replace all of them.
Okay, will this be done where they currently are now, or do you have to build another area for it?
No, it'll be generally done right
Where it is?
where they are. Right?
Okay.
We'll probably take one down at a time and build the stands in place and then replace them. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7.7, Public Works Director Getzman is recommending to award the 2012 sewer reconstruction projects to A1 Excavating, Inc. in the amount of $140,869.40.
Heard the motion and second for approval. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
7.8, Public Works Director Getzman is recommending to award the 2012 asphalt milling project to WK Construction in the amount of $70,840.
Heard the motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion opposed? Motion carried.
7.9, Assistant Public Works Director Janico is recommending to award the contract for pavement markings to AAA Striping in the amounts outlined in the document.
You've heard the motion and second. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 8, Mayor Hagan is making the following appointments. Appointing Charlie Glazman to the Police and Fire Commission, Dan Knight to the Community Development Block Grant Advisory Board, Mary Kehoe to the Urban Forestry Tree Board, Haiti Crass to the Mayor's Commission on Disabilities, Alan Rock to the Civil Service Commission, Sue Rink to the Superior Housing Authority Board of Commissioners, Margaret Saccone to the Assessment Board of Review, Greg Ellenan to the Library Board, and Ella Cross to the Urban Forestry Tree Board.
Heard the motion and second to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And thank you.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Is there any business by the public?
I'll second the motion, but as long as it's to adjourn.
All in favor? We stand adjourned.